Welcome back to Crash and Edy. I'm Edy. Crash, I'm going to introduce you to a site called Fiat Leak.
Oh, that's kind of what I did last one. I introduced you to BitListen.
I know it. So there's some
There's
interesting analytical. They kind of, I guess, what do you call it? It's just displaying or portraying cryptos in different viewpoints, different angles or whatever. So this
yeah.
is
What is this one?
this is
What's it
called
called?
Fiat Leak. And you
Oh,
can
oh,
pick,
cool.
yeah, you can do any crypto. Let's do,
Can you do fiat too?
well, this is fiat turning into crypto, is what it is. And the
Oh, it is.
fiats, yeah, the
Oh,
fiats
cool.
are on the bottom. Like this is US, we'll do US, this is US dollar into ADA, I think it is.
Huh.
Um, or no, this is BCN. It's the site's changed a little bit. Um, but yeah, this is oh, I think this is going back into fiat. Oh, this is, yeah, that's what I did. This is now crypto going into fiat, actually, into the US dollar.
Ah.
Um
Can you?
this is ADA going into, this is different fiats, different regions of the world going into ADA.
Into Cardano?
Cardano, yep. Um
Okay,
So
I
this,
see a
you can
couple
see the
bubbles.
little flags at the bottom and stuff, and you can tell
Oh,
where it's from. So
okay.
this, that one was the euro, and similar to the other one, the bigger the bubble, the more that it is. I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to find Bitcoin here. Jeez,
Wow.
here is Bitcoin. Yeah. So, and you see, all the different fiats, because obviously Bitcoin's much more. It's the most accepted one. So it's a little bit slow because we got a lot of tabs open and stuff, but
Yeah. Like, yeah, we get the point.
yeah, it's kind of,
Boy, look at all the U.S. dollar. Wow.
yeah.
A
This
lot
is,
of people in the U.S. buying Bitcoin right now.
yep. Well, this is our time, and too, I mean, you can tell too when it switches over to your Asia
Asia.
and stuff.
Hmm.
This is
Very interesting.
yeah. So that's Fiat Leak.
Fiat.
Um,
Have to add that
so
to my data
it's
list.
Sunday the 7th of February, and this is our special Super Bowl edition. Right,
Yeah,
Crash?
who's playing in the Super Bowl, anyways?
Come on, are you kidding me?
I don't pay attention to pro football.
Holy
I gave up on
cow.
that mess a long time ago. However, I did do some snow sculptures this weekend. I did a snow sculpture of the Super Bowl trophy, with the football on the top.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're doing sculptures of it, but you don't know who's playing. All right.
And then I did one of I had another block set up and I wasn't sure what to do. And these ladies walked by and I'm like, hey, what what can I carve here to go along with my football trophy? And they're like, well, the same thing, but with a cheese head on top. So that's what I did.
Couple of cheese heads, huh? That's weird in this area of the world. Boy,
Yeah.
they're everywhere, those cheese heads. um, so, yeah, today, Kansas City against Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So,
Yeah. Uh,
I have the honor of watching it with my in laws that are super old and lucky to be alive. So, that's kind of cool, actually.
yeah. That's
Old
nice. I think.
Italians, and I turned them on to football. So, I do pay attention to football a little bit.
Hmm.
But, anyways, so yeah. So, let's do. I was thinking you came up with a pretty. Let's talk about the futures a little bit, huh?
Yeah. So Bitcoin has been on what the futures market since 2017, I believe, right? And I think today or tomorrow, I think Ethereum starts. Is that right?
Actually, I think they started early 18. That's when it took a dump, right? It was,
Yeah. Bitcoin. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So I think it was January or February I think it was around this time of 18. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to kind of pen it in, and they did for a little bit. But yeah, so let's listen to this, and we're just gonna introduce you guys to futures for a quick second here.
CME's Bitcoin futures contract, ticker symbol BTC, is a USD cash settled contract based on the CME CF Bitcoin reference rate, BRR, which serves as a once a day reference rate of the US dollar price of Bitcoin. The BRR aggregates the trade flow of major Bitcoin spot exchanges during a 1-hour calculation window into the US dollar price of 1 Bitcoin as of 4 p.m. London time. The Bitcoin futures contract trades Sunday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time. A single BTC contract has a value of 5 times the value of the BRR index and is quoted in US dollar per 1 Bitcoin. The tick increments are quoted in multiples of 5 US dollars per Bitcoin, meaning a 1 tick move of the BTC future is equal to 25 US dollars. BTC futures are block trade eligible with a minimum quantity threshold of 5 contracts. BTC futures expire the last Friday of the month and are listed on the nearest 2 months in the quarterly cycle, plus the nearest 2 months not in the quarterly cycle. Let's illustrate this. Assume the active contract months are December and March in the quarterly cycle, and January and February as the nearest 2 non-quarterly months. As the December contract expires, the June contract becomes active as the next month in the quarterly cycle. As the January contract expires, the April contract becomes active. This process continues throughout each year. Bitcoin is a large portion of the growing digital asset market. BTC futures provide investors with transparency, price discovery, and risk management capabilities. The contract will also allow individual market participants to access the Bitcoin market as well as hedge any direct exposure to Bitcoin pricing. For more information about Bitcoin futures, please visit cmegroup.com/Bitcoin futures.
Okay, so that was a good video. Yeah, just kind of an introduction, because futures are really how, the financial world is truly going to embrace a lot of these cryptos, because there's a limited supply of cryptos, but there's really more of an unlimited supply of futures. So
Yeah,
here's a
because you
chart.
don't. Yeah, you don't actually have to own anything to be trading on futures. It's just,
Yep, it's
um,
paper, just like
yeah,
anything.
just like many of us, we don't own a house, but we buy and sell a house all the time without even owning one. That's not happening. But they can do it in the futures market.
Yep.
I
So,
don't, I don't like the futures market. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's equitable.
but that's the reality of the financial
I
world.
know.
Whether it's really any kind of commodity, you're going to have a futures market. And that's what really legitimizes a lot of this stuff. I mean, that's when you really knew Bitcoin was going to make it and be legit, when they came out with a futures market, like it or not.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of volume, much more volume going through.
Well, it says there only 24,000. Is that dollars?
It's dollars, but it's actually that day that was in the
That's
news. It's
high.
actually, I think, 2.4 trillion in volume that day.
Mhm.
But that was just a huge day. There's a couple really big days. Normally, it's more like under a trillion. 200
Yeah.
billion to 400 billion is what it's been lately. But they've had some big days, and it's
I got a question for you, Eddie.
what's that?
So, when people talk about derivatives, is that just insurance contracts, or does that include the futures market and options?
No,
What makes it a
derivatives
derivative?
is really, it includes futures and options.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it's
Because
any
that's
kind of
my
offshoot of
that
the
yeah.
underlying asset.
I mean if you look at the dollar volume, it is the derivatives market, which includes, you're telling me, futures and options, absolutely dwarfs any other market cap sector.
Right. Yep.
I mean, it's like 1,000 times bigger than the next one, which is like physical gold or something.
Right. Yep. Huge market. And it's what's going on right now, and this is going to play out through your DeFi, is they're going from, and I've seen some videos on this. They're getting away from the 2-day settlement, which there's a lot of money made in that 2-day. But now we have the technology to have instantaneous settlement within, minutes or, less seconds really. But so they're going to get away from the 2-day settlement, and it'll be instant throughout the whole financial world, whether it's stocks or whatever. And so that's what DeFi is really all about. It's just shortening that up. And see, within that
settlement time, there can be corruption, I bet.
Yes. There is, and there's a ton of money made in it, because there's never really a true amount of assets, because there's always this extra window of assets that don't even exist but are out there. But they technically don't exist. The contracts aren't written, or the shares don't exist. I mean, I've heard of merger closings where they can't really close properly because the last 2 days there's stuff out there that doesn't exist. So why is it even out there when this company's been bought, in full?
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of games that are going to be, and of course the powers that be, there's a lot of people that don't want it because there's a ton of money that's made during that time, so
financial swamp.
Right. So that's kind of an intro to the futures market. Let's take a look at what's going on in the crypto market these days.
Yes.
So Cardano's exploded, up 80% in the last 7 days. Ethereum's pulled back a little bit from that high.
I had some friends that said, about a year ago, like, man, I'm totally into ADA. He's like, he traveled Asia. He was all over the world. He spent a lot of time looking at different cryptos, and he just chose Cardano and said, I'm putting all my eggs, all that he was willing to put into cryptocurrencies, all into Cardano, and it has just completely paid off. And I'm glad I listened to him a little bit. It's a pretty neat project, and it's going to be around, and it's going to just get bigger and stronger. What are they, number 4 now? Market cap.
Right.
They used to be down like 15, 20.
Yeah. I mean, you could have picked that up under 2 cents in the last couple years. So huge move. That's a pretty large cap one. So there's a lot out there relatively. I think like 45, or I guess total supply 31. I think the max is like maybe 45 billion. And this is, to my knowledge, this is pure speculation on Cardano. It's not really being used yet as far as using the token. There's very few that are, but in Cardano, this is speculation. It's not really being used. The ones that are being used: Ethereum, Tether, Bitcoin, XRP.
Yeah. Cardano's got some big partnerships too, I believe.
Yeah, they do. And it's, I mean, what do you think about what is Cardano going to do to Ethereum?
I think there's room for more than one player in the market. I mean, it's they're both, I think over time, they're both going to find their own niche, and they're going to coexist. I mean, Cardano's very good at building relationships with anybody, and I would be shocked if they weren't very close with the key Ethereum people. Because there's things that Ethereum may never really be really good at, that Cardano might come in and really help build the whole market by filling those gaps.
Right. And well, the key difference too is proof of work, right? Versus proof of stake.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy a good chunk of me does not buy into the Ethereum hype. There's just a lot of better technology out there,
Yeah.
and you see it coming up. So I don't know that you're gonna see a $10,000 Ethereum real soon. We'll see. We will see, but
Oh, you see the one article I have up for us to look at?
where was that? Yeah, it was about Ethereum, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. Let's take a look.
Ethereum upgrade could pump price by burning billions of Ethereum each year.
Right. And this was a
That's the
recent
EIP
report.
1559.
Right. Okay. So this is a recent report by Grayscale.
Which is what? Probably the biggest player in crypto hedge fund.
Right. And they just happened to have launched an Ethereum fund.
Uh-huh.
So this is a big hype article. That's what this is. I mean, that's how I see it. Sure,
Well, I
they're
don't
going to
know if
pump
they're
it
going to be
up.
burning billions of Ethereum tokens a year. That's going to reduce the supply.
First of all, it's billions of dollars in Ethereum. So at
Right.
what price? Okay, so that's not, I mean, it's not as much as you might think. But, I mean,
Yeah, I
by
mean, I
what?
did see the number that they were showing when I was reading the article, and it wasn't all that impressive. But
They better do
yeah, maybe this is
something.
a pump piece. That's a good look at it, Eddie.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
that's what
there's,
that's why I go back and I listen to these broadcasts or these podcasts over and over again because we learn from each other, right?
well, and I've learned through this. I mean, this space, it's full of fun and hype, and you really got to
Mm-hmm.
weed through that for our audience. I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
is how you're going to be successful: is not getting caught up in too much hype, and not getting too shaken out by fear and greed, man, or by fear,
Mm-hmm.
by
Right
FUD,
here, yeah,
fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I mean, let's face it, I've been victim to both
yeah.
hype and
I
FUD.
have too.
Yeah,
Yep.
just because we've been in it for quite a few years now.
Yep. 5 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, so once you put your time in, I mean, these new people coming in, of course, they're gonna get shaken out and they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
suck into the hype. So
I see it all the time. I'm on some threads, some crypto analysis threads, um, in Messenger and Signal and in Telegram and different places. And there'll be maybe 1,000 people on these threads, and some of them are, super knowledgeable. Others are super irresponsible. And then there's a whole bunch of novice that read a couple pages of threads on a message group message thing and act on it, and they get burned. And
yeah,
it's
and one of your best defenses is something I know you believe in a lot: diversification, right?
yeah, diversification, and I believe in the cryptocurrency market long term, so I'm a hodler.
Right. Yep.
I peel off profits if I need to purchase things for my kids or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a deep issue, but we're on the same page there. And I always say, stick with quality, because I just saw that in the
Uh-huh.
stock and bond market growing up. You stick with
Mm-hmm.
quality, you're just going to be a lot better off. Sure, you take some long shots,
Mm-hmm. But
but
you
don't
do
go crazy.
you really do your research on those long shots.
Yeah, right.
And that's what I've been doing with this Udo. And even though it's down a little bit right now, I'm not concerned at all because I'm actually using the platform and I'm posting stuff, and it's so simple. And I'm getting people watching it from all over the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and in our space, I mean, that is the best defense. Is this being used, and is the tech solid? Some of this stuff, you can just tell it's just garbage, man. You go there and it's like, this is it does come down to use case, it just
Hmm.
does. So,
Yeah, and I
um,
think right now with all the social media anxiety, I'll call it. There's a lot of people looking for other platforms. There's a lot of very talented people who've gotten kicked off of Facebook and YouTube and things, and they're looking for another place to go. And I'm betting that this Udo, um, it's actually called Hyper is the website, HYR or PRR, HYPRR.com, Hyper. I think that's the place people are going to go because it'll never be censored or decentralized. There is going to be some moderation by the participants themselves, but
Yep, and we're gonna put our channel on Hyper a little bit and kind of see what this is.
Well, you see, it's getting just about everything's on there. Like I said, it's decentralized, so you're going to get a little bit of everything.
That's what I don't get about the decentralization. And I guess it is though when you upload a video, is it okay for kids, right?
They do have a 18 and over button.
So they censor some stuff.
You need to self-censor, and if you don't do it, you go up. There was a picture that I posted. You just that chart right there.
This one?
Yeah. Don't click on it.
Oh, I did. Oh. Hold on a second here, people. Okay. Well, anyways, that's Hyper.
Oh,
so
here comes the FBI.
Well, that wasn't really wasn't anyone we know. Anyways, so I saw this article that was interesting. Asset tokenization project DeFi money market shuts its doors. This is from February 6th, just yesterday. DeFi money market, one of the earliest projects aiming to bring real-world asset on-chain, abruptly announced last night that it ceased operations.
Is that a stable coin?
Not really. It's more of a DeFi. I don't know how.
More like a urine finance where they're looking for yield.
I think more of that. Yeah, it says as a result of regulatory inquiries, DMM is shutting down. The website provided users instructions on how to redeem yield-bearing M tokens. And said that yields for the tokens would drop to 0 on February 10th. So here's their website. DMM is ceasing operations. See, now when I see this stuff, I get excited because we have to start weeding out some of the garbage in the space. You have to. There's just way too much that these things don't even belong in the crypto space, and the more they are going to get weeded out, so it's kind of cool that we're starting to see that a little bit.
I'm curious where that's from. Did they say the SEC?
They're shutting their own doors.
Did they say it said something to do with regulations.
Oh, they're very vague.
Inquiries. Yeah. I wonder what regulatory body that was.
Yeah, could have
been.
Or
what country.
Yeah, of course they're not saying that, but I'm sure. I bet it was the U.S. because we're.
Could be Nigeria.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I don't. I thought these guys were U.S. based, but maybe
you know what? That's something that really bothers me. Is so many of these crypto companies. See there, you got an Asian.
These guys are Chinese.
Chinese, okay.
It looks like it.
Yeah. So many of these companies, the first thing I want to do is I want to see where they're based and I want to see who their team is. And if they don't have that on their website, where they're based at and who their key team members are, I'm not touching them.
Yeah, this one, boy, it might have been the Chinese government. I mean, they're not screwed around either, man. They want the yuan.
They don't want junk out there.
No, and they want the yuan as the only cryptocurrency if they could. I swear. I mean, that's really
maybe they were getting some legs under that M token or whatever.
Yeah. So it's You
Who
know, it's
knows?
unfortunate for the people that invested and lost all their money, but it's probably best. Anyways, so I saw this thing too. Hacker dumps hardware wallet ledger database for free on raid forums. So I guess
Hacker
a million.
hardware wallet ledger database. Hardware, like, is it just like their names? Is
Well,
it
yeah,
just
it looks like
their email addresses?
email addresses. Yep, a
Yeah,
million
yeah,
email
yeah,
addresses. So that
yeah.
it just leads to phishing attacks, and
Hmm.
you just have to, like we've always said, you got to make sure that no matter what, if you get an email and it's from Ledger, do not click on anything.
Hmm.
Be very careful. And I think from any wallet, because they're going to hit every database of email addresses that they can hit.
Yeah.
And unless it's on a blockchain, which a lot of these aren't yet, it's going to be a problem. So be careful out there, people.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's that. We got, yeah, so we'll see. Ethereum pulled back a little bit. That is going to be interesting to watch. We do have the futures coming out. I think it's Thursday, or actually it might be tomorrow. I think I heard the 8th.
Yeah, I think that rings a bell to me too, because I thought last week I knew it was coming up quickly.
Yeah, so we'll see how. I mean, this could be a sign
Oh,
right now that it's pulling back a little bit. It's because they start tonight. Then if it's tomorrow, they technically that is probably, that makes sense. They'd start them in the beginning of the week, which actually starts tonight for
hmm.
futures. So it makes
Hmm.
sense it would pull back a little bit. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna nosedive, but it's something to watch. Just
No, I think the altcoins are going to continue to take off. There might be some reckoning with Ethereum for a while, but not
Bitcoin
sure.
hit a
Not sure.
wall this weekend. It wanted to get that new high, got close to
Hmm.
it, and pulled
Got
back.
yeah, 41.9.
But it's still a good chunk. It's still right. That's healthy. I mean, you keep going up
And
against it.
it's still an ascending triangle it's in.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So, anyways, what else do we got, Crash?
Nigeria.
Oh yeah,
The
Nigeria.
decrypt. Okay, that's all right. That's the first one I posted. Go to the second one I posted.
Okay, hold on a second here.
All
Okay,
right.
so this article here.
Okay, so Nigeria crypto ban will drive users to person-to-person exchanges, says experts. Okay, so this is kind of what first came through my mind when okay, just so the audience knows, Nigeria, their central bank, CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, um, passed a law and told all financial institutions to close the accounts of anyone who has been moving um, their currency into cryptocurrency and vice versa, I believe. So if any customers who buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrencies immediately had their bank accounts canceled. Now I don't know if they took the assets out of it or what, but this is the first couple things that came into my mind is that every central bank on the planet is watching this right now and tracking all the data of everything that happens, so they can gauge what they can get away with going forward. So I hope, I pray, I'm going to pray for the Nigerian people that they just fully move their assets out of the banks and start doing, having their own banks within their pockets, and don't use the central banking system and continue to flourish. Um,
Right. So Nigeria, my understanding is it's the most populous nation in Africa. So it's a big deal. It's not just some little one in Africa. It's basically the heart of Africa, really, right? So
yes, and
yeah, so when they say P2P, they're saying peer-to-peer exchanges, and that it means DEXs, basically decentralized exchanges that
mhm.
are all run by bots and stuff. And It's not a central exchange. So that's what they're saying. They're just going to drive people to, non-financial markets, so not non-regulated markets. So and I've heard that's from other people too. It is, you're not stopping this. They think they can stop it. You're not stopping this global revolution. I just don't. They're going to try though, and they're never going
going
to
to try,
stop
and they're going to
trying.
try hard. And different areas of the world are going to try harder than others, and they're
Right.
going to try to learn from each other's experiences. And it may take a decade. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I pray that the people of this planet have financial freedom for the first time ever throughout history, probably.
Yeah, and I think probably the best thing that Nigeria could do would come up with a CBDC, right? Because
Hmm.
they're not going away. That's how the central banks are gonna be in the game, is having their CBDC. But a lot
I
of
think
countries, they
this is
can't
just a
do it.
stopgap. This is a stopgap to try to
Yeah,
prevent them from losing, more of the power before they can get a CDB into
yeah,
play.
yeah. You watch. This will be interesting. Let's watch. When does Nigeria come out with a CBDC?
CBDC.
And then force that on the people. Okay, you can use this stuff, but at the end of every transaction, just like Visa's doing, all these places, they say
Gotta
you're
go back
doing,
into currency. Yep.
yeah, they say you're doing, oh yeah, you can pay for it in Bitcoin. You're not paying for it in Bitcoin. You're converting your Bitcoin to a CBDC, and then that's always going to be in the middle there.
That's going to be the life changer right there when you can go to the store and pay with Bitcoin and not have to put it into fiat US dollars or euros or the whatever currency
Right.
you're in.
And that's
And
my question. Are they going to allow that?
are there places in the world where you can do that already?
Well, I mean, the bottom line
That's my
is,
question because I want to see where it's being done, and then we can try to model and bring that here.
yeah, and they can't really see, the trick for them is to say, okay, you want to pay for something from me directly, and they won't allow it. That they really can't do. If you're willing to accept, or I am willing to accept Bitcoin,
Hmm.
you can do it. We can pay for a service, but people, I mean, they haven't had enough of the fiat yet, have they? They just haven't had enough. So, I don't
I
know.
know, I know, I know entities or service providers that actually take the cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Any
Yeah,
big ones?
yeah. But I'm not going to bring it up on here.
Yeah. See,
Moment. I
yeah.
don't want. I don't want.
It's,
I don't want to put a target on their head.
yeah, we'll have to. That is the crux of the issue, though. We'll see. How much. I mean, that's the control mechanism, are the CBDCs, and they've done an amazing job of getting that out. And they know
Hmm.
they have to do it fast now because people are adopting these cryptos. So, and that's the whole idea of shutting down the economy, to dollarize the world. That's what this is
Yeah,
about.
and I think they're getting everybody used to that type of a system through PayPal and through Venmo, where you can buy cryptocurrencies all day long, but maybe you won't spend them. We're back in the USD, baby.
Yep, and getting people used to, just don't even try to go into your local bank, because make a big old appointment. It might be literally boarded up or closed.
Yeah.
The game's changing quickly, people. So, and I just, boy, I saw this video of Sweden the other day,
Hmm.
and there was this guy going through a mall, and it just was so normal. No one had anything on their face. Just
Hmm.
the same amount of people, just
No,
shopping,
we're
just,
not going to start talking about the FM
no, no, we're not. I'm just
because
saying, I think,
Iowa, the governor of Iowa this morning eliminated all FM mandates,
is that
and
right?
and social distancing mandates.
And Iowa paid at least $50 million to do that.
I don't know.
Every
Yeah,
state was offered
every
50.
state's going to do it because when as soon as the election was over, and one of the first things that our dear President Biden did was to join the WHO again, the World
Right.
Health Organization. And as soon as he did that, as soon as they got all our money coming back into the WHO, they changed the requirements or the recommendations on testing. And the changes that they made is going to, they estimate is going to drop the positive cases by 64%, which is going to open everything up now.
Right.
The whole thing was on. Oh, I'm sorry.
So Doge is up over 7 centavos. Let's change this topic quick, Crash.
Oh, my tongue's bleeding.
Oh, yeah. So, anyways, what
Yeah, what do
else
you
we
think of
got?
Doge? What do you think of Doge? I mean, here again, I see all this stuff on Twitter and all this stuff. Some people saying this is the biggest hoax ever. Others saying, no, it's legitimate. It's in the Flare network now, and blah 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 blah.
I
It's just
think it's
amazing, the hype and the FUD. Just like you said, is just amazing, particularly around this coin. I'm
yeah.
not touching.
I think Asia's gonna use it. It's got a deep community, very big, broad community that likes it and wants to use it. So I think it's gonna survive. I think you're seeing the entire space being expanded, and it's like blowing up a balloon, and there's a reason. It's totally backed by the government. I mean, they want this because it's part of going to the new financial system. I mean, you see USDC now is up to 6.4 billion. I mean, Tether, it's not being shut down. They're coming up on 30 billion. So and the whole market cap, we're almost up to 1.2 trillion. So it's this is the new financial system, and everything is going to get bigger and bigger unless there's just no use for it. I mean, I think Doge is, they've proven that they have a deep enough community, if nothing else, that will use it. And you got the Musk hype. I mean, this is obviously hype and stuff, but
Yeah, I
that's
mean
what I mean.
the price it's at now. I mean, there's no way I'm buying it at this price.
It's tough. It's tough. I have a friend that bought it at during that hype at 5.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about buying and holding with this, where the market is. I mean, all ships are gonna rise in this tide for now. Will there be corrections? Sure, but everything's being expanded now. It's being blown up. So it's survived. I mean, you can't even say it's down in the 100. It's top 10 now. Market cap. It's top
Yeah.
10.
The only thing I've seen, I had anybody buying different things and that they don't already own, and the big large cap cryptos is Maker. I had a friend who tried to tell me that Maker is a really good buy right now, even though it's pumped.
It's so hard when it was at 400, but they probably I think there's very few that isn't, because it's the beginning of a new asset class. So and I think your down cycle. See, now we're gonna get into using these things, and that's gonna change a lot of the downside when you get into actual use case with all of these.
Right.
It's different. It's going to be different. Before, when we went into crypto winter, quote unquote, they weren't being used. None of it was. If all the Asians, which is a massive population, say Doge is worth something, guess what? It's worth something.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many coins. I don't know. I just try to study, like you said earlier, quality. You find the ones that have good quality and good good track record and good utility and good teams behind them, and just hang on, man, because I think they're all going to do well.
Yeah, we're lucky
You
to
see
get.
COX? Man, that thing just went nuts.
No, what is that? What that's up there a little ways. Where is that thing?
It was way. Let's see.
That down a little ways. Where is Ox?
Man, did it fall even off the top chart?
Everything but crypto.com. I'm just waiting
I
for
know.
that one to blow up, man. It's good.
I know.
There it is. 0x. Yeah, 136. Boy, that
Look, yeah,
that did blow up.
100% in what, 7 days?
Yep, up 104. Huh. Nexo coming up at 150, man. That thing was at. Wow, they all were. Just, yeah, it's What else we got, Crash? Anything?
You know, another one that just really hasn't done a whole lot is Dash. I mean, for the year, it's negative for the year. 90 days, 72%, but that's nothing compared to. And that Dash has been around since, I don't know, but before 2016.
And look at Monero. I mean, there's probably your highest profile privacy coin. And
yeah, if you want to own some privacy, Monero's the one to own.
People are concerned though. That's why it's not really exploding. People are concerned.
You remember when did it explode? It exploded like let me look at the chart. It was when it was just like about in December. It had a nice run.
Yeah, it sure did. Well,
and I think it was a lot of it was just due to this whole privacy and censoring thing.
That had a high of over 400 though, huh? Back in 18.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
I talked about that on a little blurb I did this morning. That the three coins that I think that are in the what is Monero? Is it in the top 20? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 20. It is ranked 20.
Yeah, I got 21 on live cryptocurrency watch. But yeah, Monero, Litecoin, and ADA. I mean, if we look at the Cardano, it's at number 4, but if you look at its all-time track, it came out in like early 2018, but in the run, it was up to $1, over $1. Right? And here we are. We're at 61 cents. It's not. It isn't anywhere close. It's all-time high.
No, it's about half.
Yep. And it had that little spike in the chart. I don't understand what that is. That's
Cardano.
Yeah. Do you see the all-time chart on that?
I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah.
It doesn't show it on there. On my chart in October, it shows a spike all the way up to $1.17. But I think it was like a one-day thing. I think they may have fielded it out on that chart. But anyways, so I think ADA still has a lot of room to run. I think Litecoin has a lot of room to run, and I think Monero is another one that has a long hasn't hit an all-time high yet. And they're all considered altcoins, and we're going into a heavy altcoin season, I believe. And it's always right after, well, frankly, I don't think the Ethereum and Bitcoin have come anywhere close to where their top's going to be. And these are going to follow behind them and even go past them, I bet, as far as going over their previous 2018 highs.
We'll see. A lot to come out in the near future, people.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
I'm often wrong, so this is not financial advice.
That's right. Hit the like and subscribe, people. Drop us a comment. Anything you want us to talk about. It
Tell us
really
what you
helps
like.
us.
Tell us what you don't like.
Yeah.
We want
Yeah, if you
to.
think we stink, don't hit the like, hit the thumbs down. We're good with it.
Yeah.
The only thing
Well,
we're not good with is you doing nothing.
the reason we put this podcast together is because we like to banter back and forth, and we think that's entertaining, and I think it helps people learn faster than just listening to one person talk about something. Having a conversation about things like we do, um, for many people, is beneficial because you're kind of sitting in a room at a coffee table and you're listening to knowledgeable people talk about something that you're interested in. So we
Yeah.
really appreciate you listening, and we want to grow this as much as we can.
Right, and we want to bring you guys into it too, because you have great questions, comments. I mean, when we get everyone thinking about the same stuff or different stuff,
Mhm.
that's great. So
Yeah, and eventually, hopefully, at some point, we can maybe do this live and have a live stream going where we can take questions.
we'll see. We're gonna get some different platforms going than other than YT too, so that
Hmm.
just in case we can have the freedom of different tech getting involved. So
Yeah, I'm pushing to get us on Hyper, but I need help from my partner.
we'll get her done. We will get her done.
Let's make it as easy for you as we can.
All right, Crash. We're out of here, man.
All right, everybody, enjoy your day, Super Bowl Sunday, and live in the present. God bless you.
Hang in there, people. Get off the sideline and don't give up. Bye. All right, Crash.
Seriously, dude?
Dude, you were really long winded today.
Me?
Jeez.
You were long fingered, man, throwing my stuff up on the screen and stuff.
Really? That
I'm,
wasn't
I'm,
even
gonna, I'm gonna get
you.
people creeping on me.
What's new, man?
Okay, more people creeping on me.
So you really don't know who's in the Super
You
Bowl?
know how private I am. I don't have to
Yeah,
explain that to you again, do I?
you and frickin' Monero.